Welcome back to PYJynJoy, Messages from the Divine. This is Charmaine, your holistic life coach, coming to you with a message for the collective. Before we get started, let's cleanse the energy of the space and see what message the Divine has for us today. So, Divine, what message do you have for the collective today? Divine, what message do you have for the collective today? Divine, what message do you have for the collective today? So let's see what we get. We split the deck. Ooh, double pentacles. All right. So Knight of Pentacles and Six of Pentacles. So with the Knight of Pentacles, the Knight is always like the savior. So in this case, she's sitting on a horse that's pretty steady, not jumping or charging like you see with other knights, but pretty, steadfast. And she's staring intently at the pentacle. And the pentacle represents your money, your career, your prosperity, and she's just like steady, like in a work outfit, a baseball cap on. So it's just really, this night is coming in to help you to maintain that wealth. Then with the Six of Pentacles, what's so great is that maintenance gives you the ability to give to others. You see, she has gifts in her hands that she's giving to other people that are in need. So six is also about self-sacrifice, it's loyalty, it's birth. So you're really able to give back. You've made so much that you can give back to your community and others. So let's see how this plays out. And we have the Hierophant. So you're getting a guide. Number five. Five is all about change. So you see the balance between the two columns there. And she's giving her wisdom to those who are at her, not at her feet, but that are there in front of her. And the two keys, like she has the keys to the information. So she's giving you her wisdom. So that's your immediate past. Then with your present, you have the Six of Wands. So coming in triumphantly, people are around you, excited that you're there, you're being rewarded and recognized, or you may be bringing a message of greatness from the king or something. But six, again, we just talked about that. Six is about, oh no, we have three. Six is about your harmony. It is also birth, and it's just a great way to come along. Oh, we did have six. What are we talking about? I'm like losing my mind. We had six pentacles. So I don't have to explain that again. But this is what's happening in your present. So as I'm putting the cards down, think of what where you are, because remember, this is a collective reading. So it may or may not resonate with everyone, but for those it does, listen and see where this is happening in your life. And then we have the Two of Swords. So two is balance. So you have the two, just like I said, balance with the two columns. You have that. And she's sitting on the chair where, similar to like how she's sitting more of like a, not a throne, but a more ornate chair. And she's just like on a pedestal chair. And with the swords in each hand, even though she's blindfolded, she's at the ready. And swords is about your mental. So she's ready to cut through any type of unnecessary stuff that's happening in life. So there you are with that in your immediate future. And we'll get into each card separately. But we have here in the distant past, the Queen of Wands. So there's a lot of women like sitting on their thrones. And I always look at the Queen of Wands as like being very witchy. She has her little black familiar cat. And then she has her staff here. That's a wand that's more fiery than you would see in the other ones. Like that one, those leaves there are not as shaped like fire as much. And she has a big sunflower. And the queen is always about nurturing. In this case, wands represents your fire, your passion, your creativity, your sensuality. And she is sitting there just like that. So let's see for your, oh, that's beautiful. For your distant future, we have the sun, 19. 1 plus 9 is 10. 1 is new beginnings. And again, remember the sunflowers? Well, we have a bunch of sunflowers here, the big sun, and then a red banner being held by the child, just like how she's riding in triumphantly. The child is riding on her horse in triumph in the brilliance of the sun with all the rays popping out there. So that's what you have for your distant future. So let's see what this will all mean for you. So we have 19, 20, 21, 27, and then Hierophant is 5. So 27, 28, 29, 31, 32. 3 plus 2 is 5. So it's all about change. Also at the bottom, we have the Knight of Pentacles. We also have the Seven of Pentacles. So you see seven is spirituality, your insight, your inner wisdom. She's nurturing her plants in a hot house, watching them grow or watching your money grow. And then even I'm about to pull a whole bunch of these. The Ace of Swords. So remember, you have the swords there. I'll slide this over. And Ace is one, new beginning. So you were able to cut through whatever clutter, not just with the one, but to ultimately triumph with it. So you won't have any mental confusion. You have the world all at your feet, just like the sun. Well, you have the world. And then another ace, Ace of Pentacles, making that money. So you have your Ace of Pentacles as well. So I'm going to put the two aces together. So it's a lot of money. So this is like a lot of money, abundance, energy from the sun, creativity, guidance. There's a lot happening here that's very positive. I'm excited for you. Drop in the comments how this is reflecting in your life. How does it resonate with you? So let's go deeper. Let's take a look at your distant past, since that leads to everything else. So we have the Queen of Wands divine. Tell us more about what that means for the collective. More Pentacles, Two of Pentacles. So with your creativity and really nurturing that gift that you have, you're able to balance. Remember again, two of swords, Two of Pentacles. Two is all about balancing. So you're learning to balance your monies and what you're going to be doing with it. And just be mindful that you're not overly spending, or underly is not a word, but let's just say underspending and overly spending. I will make up a word. You know, it's the Mercury in me. So anyway, let's see what else the divine has for us for this distant past. Tell us some more about this creativity that leads to need to balance your money. Remember, you had the Six of Pentacles before, where you had money you could give away. So let's see what we get. Two of Cups. Two again. So it's a lot of twos. Two of Swords, Two of Pentacles, Two of Cups. And two, it's showing, and again, with the lion, it's like the sun, because the sun represents, well, rules Leo. And that's like, you are a showstopper. You are someone who is prideful, who also doesn't mind being in the spotlight. So with that, you have a woman coming by land and one by sea, like they're greeting each other. They're coming together, balancing the land and the earth. So you may partner with someone. You may partner with them in what your endeavors are, because again, you have this creativity and it's obviously making you money. Wands, wands. So let's see what that leads to, you having this Hierophant. So tell us, divine, what does the Hierophant have to do for the collective in their immediate past? So they have all this creativity, they're balanced, and that could also be why you have balance in the Pentacles, is that you needed more help. So you have this partner coming with the Two of Cups, because Cups is all about your emotions, your feelings. So you can think in astrology also the water signs. You have Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Those are the ways you can see it. Pentacles would be the earth sign. So Virgo, Taurus. What's the other one? I'm like, which one of y'all kicked me? Sagittarius. So, oh no, Sagittarius is fire. Wait, let me stop. Virgo, so Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Okay, so those are your Pentacles, and then the Wands would be the fire. So your Aries, your Leo, your Leo, and your Sagittarius, and then the air, the swords, are your Gemini, your Libra, and your Aquarius. Okay. So tell us, divine, as we take a little aside to astrology there for you. But remember, I also do evolutionary astrology, so I'm happy to help you with that. But divine, tell us about this Hierophant, this guide coming for the collective. Judgment. So judgment is 20, and this is 5. So 22, again, there's that 2. So the Hierophant is going to help guide you through whatever this judgment that you'll go through. So again, remember, being creative is a lot of times where you have critics. If you're like a painter, um, a musician, there's a lot of times when people are judging you for things, but it doesn't mean that it's bad. So the people's hands are raised, they're excited for it, they want to know. Again, look at the red with the red. So you'll have, perhaps the Hierophant may be a mentor for you, an agent for you, a manager for you. someone who's helping you with that. So this looks like it could very well be someone who is artistic in a way, be it paint, books, whatever it is that you are doing. So let's go a little further. So Divine, tell us some more about this immediate past where the Hierophant person has come in to guide the collective through this critiques that they're going through. What more can you tell us about that? And we have Wheel of Fortune. This is very positive. And the Wheel of Fortune is 10. So we have 5, 20, and 10. So 5, 10, 20. There you go. And that's showing where you are spun around to where things are good. I always think of Jupiter when I see the Wheel of Fortune. But we have Scorpio here, we have Leo, we have Taurus, we have Aquarius. So all of the signs. Remember I said the water, you have the fire, earth, and air. So you're doing well with that. So let's move to where now you're getting this acclaim. Remember, this is Six of Wands, recognition and reward. So you got through that critique, and now people are like, whoa, giving you your flowers while you're here. So tell us, Divine, about this recognition and rewards that the collective is now being trumpeted for. 10 of Wands. 10, again, 1, new beginnings, and more wands. So in other words, with more success, you have, I don't want to call them burdens, because she may be under it, but she's walking forward, like walk by faith and not by sight, because her head is down. Her eyes are not guiding her. She's being guided by the divine. And with that creativity, so you are now like, you may have done like one album, and now with the recognition that you're getting, your people are saying, like your record label is saying, hey, now we want you to do 6 more. I mean, I always think Mariah Carey, when she first came out, she was like, so what is the word? It starts with a P. But she was so always turning out a new album. Like it seemed like she had like 2 a year. But prodigious, I can't, whatever it is, but basically where you make so much of something, and that's what you're doing. So now it's 10. So you are just going to be recognized, and your reviews are so hot that people are like, we want more, and you'll be under the burden of that. But remember, your passion is what drives you as someone who is creative. Just don't overwork yourself. Pace yourself. Walk by faith, not by sight. If something is put before you, the divine, the Lord, God, whomever is not going to put it there, if they don't feel that you can handle it, just like she's handling it. So go on with your bad self. So let's move to this 2 of Swords. Because remember, the more popular you become, the more haters can come around. And you need to be ready. So she may be blindfolded, the 2 of Swords here, she may be blindfolded, but she is at the ready. So be at the ready. So what does this mean for the collective, Divine? Tell us some more. And we have more Pentacles. Page of Pentacles now. We had the Knight, and see how the Knight is staring? So the Page is beginning. So a page works with the Knight, like they're their assistant, you can say. And they're the beginning. So this is showing like the beginnings of the wealth coming in. So you have that. So you have the beginnings of it, and ultimately you have the Knight, to where you're ultimately getting the Ace of Pentacles. I mean, you can't get any higher than that. So that's where you are in the immediate future. You cut through the nonsense and the noise that people are trying to give you. And remember too, when you have your one sense dulled, the other sharpened. So you may not be able to see, but you can hear more. You can smell more. You can taste more, because your body knows that it needs to up the other senses in order to protect you. And that's what you're doing. But this is now like starting you off at making that money. Because remember, before you were balancing. So maybe you were like a struggling musician. That's what it's more like. You were a struggling musician who had queen level creativity. Okay, Queen of Wands. You were queen level, so very talented, but you just didn't have the money, nor did you have the person that to help you, to partner with you, that Hierophant. So having that, you were able to get the critiques that you needed, the recognition that you needed. The Wheel of Fortune is on your side. Jupiter, the reason I say Jupiter is like a benevolent planet. It's like that expands everything. So everyone always associates Jupiter with luck. And you were able to carry the burden of making more albums to building your wealth to the point where you get to be a knight with it and then an ace. So let's keep going. Let's now go to your distant future because it's the sun in the world. Remember? So the sun in the world, you are recognized. And I remember, just brought up Mariah Carey worldwide. I mean, the girl has a song, and it makes me cry sometimes. This PYJynJoy is after my dogs, my fur babies that have moved on across the Rainbow Bridge. The joy is Josie, my Bichon Frise. She passed back in 2008. But the song Mariah Carey for Christmas, All I Want for Christmas Is You. That song reminds me, because she around the time that Josie passed, and I was like, all I want for Christmas is my daggone Josie. Just give me my Josie. But obviously, she's with me. I know, I feel her, but physically, I would like her. But everything happens for a reason. But I say that because that song, Mariah Carey, around the world, probably out to the daggone universe. God probably knows the song. That's how popular it is. That's how far you're going with the sun, with the world. That's what you are. Because why? You are a star. You're a star. And you're able to create these fantastical visions and works. Remember, the creativity goes along with your emotions. So that's you. You are able to come up with your creativity and the way that because again, a lot of times, as I write spicy romance, so I know like how the creative mind can work. Your emotions can also impact you. So if you're feeling good and great, you can have such a vivid imagination. Write these lyrics that are going to be as memorable. The first chord of All I Want for Christmas Is You, people know whatever it is already. Okay? So you can come up with something that's so imaginative, so unique, so creative that it's unforgettable. Nat King Cole, unforgettable. Another fabulous singer and writer. So you have the star. You are the star. You have the sun. You have the world. That's you, babe. That is you. That's exciting. I'm like pumped up for it. So the musicians out there, the artists, the creators, because remember, creating, you're co-creating with the divine. That's a gift. That is such a talent. Again, not to keep harping on Mariah Carey, but the girl is talented. There aren't many people who can sing the way that she does and the range that she has. I mean, don't get me wrong. Celine Dion, you have Christina Aguilera. People say what you want about that girl, but the girl can sing. And I remember a story. She said her grandmother was like heard the sing. She was in the kitchen, I think, and the child was in the living room. She heard the singing. She couldn't. She was like, "Well, what?" And came in there was Christina Aguilera singing like something off of TV that sounded like an adult, like a true singer. So those are some people who have, a Patti LaBelle, a Gladys Knight. These are all people who, obviously, God bless her, Whitney Houston. There are people who are just so talented. I mean, Celine Dion can do a reggae song just as well as she can do one of her ballads. I mean, the woman is talented. And God bless her too with the stuff that she's going through. But anyway, all that to say is when you have a gift from the Lord, from the divine, use it and use it well because you can make the world a better place. So I'm going to leave it on that. But let's see what crystal will enhance this message for the collective. So, divine, what crystal will enhance the message for the collective? Divine, what crystal will enhance the message for the collective? Divine, what crystal will enhance the message for the collective? And we have lapis lazuli, make a decision, blue. And you know why that works for a singer? Blue is your throat chakra. Okay? Your throat chakra. And speaking of singers, I've seen Celine and I've seen Mariah. They'll either rap, they won't even speak to you when it's a day of a concert or something. They don't want to mess with their voices. So I have seen that. I have seen them wrap their necks with like scarves, drink tea, protecting that throat because again, it is a gift and protect that gift that you have. So make the decision, whether you're the singer, if you're the writer, whatever it is, make the decision to honor that gift that you were given through your throat. And there you have it. That is your message. I hope it resonates with you. And, listen, especially because I'm from New York and I love hip hop. They call it hip hop now. I mean, it's rap to me, but I love all that stuff. So I'm not just limiting it to, because let me tell you something, Little Kim, for rap, female rappers, male rappers, Jay-Z, Nas, okay? Um, West Coast, Eminem. So yeah. So anyway, to digress again. But the point of the matter is, whether you're a rapper, a balladeer, I don't think that's a word, but sing ballads, or a pop icon, a Christina Aguilera, Britney. I love Britney. Whatever it is, honor the gift that you were given, because that is a talent, that is a gift that you can change the world with. Music, it can be such a soul strengthening thing. You can relate to it. Like I said, when I hear that All I Want for Christmas reminds me of my Josie in the first few years after she passed, and I would hear that, I wouldn't even want to hear it play because we play Christmas music as soon as November comes. But I couldn't even listen to it because it was just so painful. It caught me so much. So that's a gift. That is a gift. Okay. So honor the gift. Make the decision to honor that gift that you were given, and to heal the world. So that's the message for you. If this resonated, drop it in the comments. I want to know, are you dropping an album or something? But drop it in the comments. I want to know, because somehow someone needs to hear this. It wouldn't come through otherwise. Also, like the video, share the video. Everyone's in the studio. So someone out there needs to hear this message. And then subscribe to PYJynJoy if you want to go one-on-one with me and do a chat. We could do readings like this. Just go to PYJynJoy, PYJynJoy.com, and book a session. Book a session in the studio. Until we see each other again, love, light, and joy.